Chosen one, you must understand the gravity of this second. This is not a casual encounter. It is a direct interception from the throne room of heaven. As you read these words, the golden gates are vibrating with a frequency of change that is meant solely for you. This is a divine revelation, a sacred mandate that has bypassed every obstacle to reach the sanctuary of your heart. God Himself has orchestrated this meeting because a celestial event is scheduled for your life, and the timer is down to the final hours and minutes. The heavens are no longer whispering in the shadows. The voice of the Almighty is roaring with a weight that will shake the very foundations of your existence. This is the prophecy you have been waiting for. God said it will hit you hard tomorrow. Look at the clock, you have only today to prepare. This is not a warning to instill fear, but a divine mercy to grant you readiness. When the Creator says something will hit, He is speaking of a collision between His sovereignty and your reality. It is an impact of force, clarity, and eternal consequence. What has been simmering in the secret places is about to explode into the light. Think of the prayers of your mother, whose knees are worn from seeking your protection. Think of your sister and your loved ones, whose futures are tethered to the breakthrough you are about to receive. Their faces are before the Lord this very moment, and He is answering them through you. Archangel Michael is standing at attention, his sword unsheathed and glowing with the fire of judgment and deliverance. He is clearing the path for this hit to land exactly where it needs to, shattering the illusions that have blinded you and breaking the chains that have bound your lineage. Tomorrow is not just another sunrise. It is a day God has circled in the blood of the covenant. It is a day of holy collision. You have minutes left to align your spirit. Whether it comes as a conviction that brings you to your knees, a confirmation that sets your soul on fire, or a breakthrough that changes your financial and spiritual status forever, it will not be light. It will not be forgettable. The King of Kings refuses to let you remain numb or misaligned. The time for being distracted is over. The divine demands your full attention now. The remnant is awakening. Do not let this window close. As a sign of your prophetic yes to the Almighty, you must act with urgency, like this message to seal your agreement with the heavens. Subscribe to this frequency so you are never left in the dark when the next word is released from the throne. Drop your city and nation in the comments. Let the world know where the chosen are rising. And to those partnering with this ministry through your seeds and offerings, know this: you are not just giving. You are sowing into a soil that is about to produce a harvest of fire. Your seed is your seal. The clock is ticking. Tomorrow is coming, and God is already there. Chosen one, do not dare to scroll away. The seconds are bleeding into eternity, and you are standing on a threshold that most will never see. This is not a message for the masses. It is a surgical, targeted strike from the throne of God to the very core of your heart. You have only minutes left today to posture your soul, for what is coming tomorrow is not a breeze. It is a tidal wave of divine intent. Heaven has ensured you heard this warning before the impact, and that alone should tell you how critical this hour is. The Almighty does not waste words on those He has not already marked for greatness. There is a heaviness in the air, a spiritual density that you can feel in your bones. This weight exists because God does not release light words for heavy destinies. If you feel a pressing on your spirit, it is because your assignment carries the influence of nations and the consequence of generations. You are not random. You are not an accident. The divine declares through Jeremiah, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before your mother ever held you, before your sister ever knew your name, the Lord of hosts had already set you apart. Your life cannot and will not unfold like everyone else's. Separation is your calling, and urgency is your current atmosphere." Archangel Michael is standing guard over this revelation, ensuring that every word penetrates the armor of your distractions. He is the commander of the heavenly armies, and he is signaling that the time for casual faith is over. You have hours left to align. If you do not posture yourself now, the force of tomorrow's hit will crush you. But if you align, it will transform you into the weapon God intended you to be. This is a moment of precision. The timing is what separates mere noise from divine instruction. When the king speaks in season, the heart must arrest its own desires and listen. Look deep into your heart. Can you feel the legacy of your loved ones resting on your shoulders? Your yes today vibrates through your entire bloodline. Your seed, your prophetic offering, speaks in realms where your voice cannot yet reach. It is a bridge between your current struggle and your future throne. God is watching your hands and your heart in these final moments of the day. The clock is striking. The alignment is complete. You are being called out of the shallow waters and into the deep of the divine. Say it now. Lord, I receive what you are about to do. I align. I surrender. I am ready for the hit. Do not wait for the sun to rise. The shift begins now, in the quiet urgency of this moment. The archangels are silent, waiting for your move. The throne room is open. Your destiny is calling. Chosen one, lean in with every fiber of your being because the sands of time are pouring through the hourglass at a terrifying speed. You have mere minutes left of this day to grasp the magnitude of your separation. Do not compare your life to the easy paths of those around you. God is shouting this to you now. Separation produces distinction. Your path is not a mirror of the world. It is a blueprint from the throne room. Where others move quickly, you have been forced to move slowly, not because you are failing, but because heaven invests more time where it intends to extract more purpose. Your delays have been strategic. Your pauses were not punishments. They were the protective hand of the Almighty shielding you from doors that would have destroyed you had you walked through them too soon. Can you feel the heartbeat of your mother and the hopes of your sister tied to your endurance? They have watched you struggle, but they are about to watch you soar. Archangel Michael has been standing at the gates of your delays, preventing the enemy from stealing your promise while God arranged the invisible details of your destiny. But the time for waiting is over. The shift is coming, and it will be sudden. The hit is coming tomorrow, and the volume of heaven is being turned to the maximum. For too long you have ignored the gentle whispers. You prayed for change, yet your mind remained locked in habitual old patterns. Your heart cried out for breakthrough, but your familiar thinking was sabotaging your future. This is why the impact must be forceful. God is not coming to wound you. He is coming to wake you. He is sending a divine collision to break your mental resistance and shatter the comfort zones that have become your prison. Today is the final day you will live in the normal. The divine is interrupting your routine because he refuses to let your habits kill your calling. This impact will rearrange your thinking, reset your direction, and force you to see the glory you have been missing. Archangel Michael is clearing the atmosphere right now, removing every distraction so that when the hammer of truth falls tomorrow, it lands with the precision of a master builder. You have only hours left to posture your soul. Stop looking at what you've lost and start looking at what is being realigned. Nothing you have endured, not a single tear, not a single moment of pain has been wasted. It was all preparation for this specific, weighty impact. The King is committed to your growth, and he is increasing the volume because your destiny is too vast to be handled with shallow lessons. Lord, I receive this impact. I align my mind with your sovereign plan. I cast off the old patterns and prepare for the new wine. May my life be a testament to your distinction. The clock is ticking. The throne is active. The archangels are moving. Will you be ready when the sun rises? Your yes must be louder than your fear today. Chosen one, the atmosphere is electric with the presence of the Almighty, and the clock has reached its final, urgent transition. You have only minutes left today to realize that the ground beneath you is shifting by divine design. God is speaking through the prophet Haggai, declaring, "Once more I will shake the heavens and the earth. Do not tremble at the tremor, for this shaking is not meant for your destruction. It is for your exposure. It is the hand of the divine stripping away everything unstable, everything false, and everything temporary so that only what is eternal and unshakable can remain within your heart." Understand the pattern of the kingdom. God shakes before he settles. He disrupts the peace of your comfort zone before he establishes the power of your throne. He disturbs your spirit before he delivers your soul. What feels like a violent collision is actually the Archangel Michael repositioning you with military precision. He is moving you out of the line of fire and into the center of your calling. You are being realigned today for the glory that arrives tomorrow. But listen with the ears of the Spirit. Tomorrow is not merely a square on a human calendar. In the throne room of heaven, tomorrow represents the next phase, the sacred moment when your preparation meets his purpose. You are not here by accident. You have survived storms that should have drowned you. You have endured fires that should have turned you to ash. Why? Because you are carrying a weight of glory that the world cannot contain. Your mother's prayers and your sister's hope were not in vain. They were the spiritual currency that bought you time while God was shaping your capacity. The Bible promises in Ecclesiastes that he has made everything beautiful in its time. You must understand that divine beauty often wears the mask of a long, painful wait. Your silence was not rejection. It was the Almighty refining your voice. Your delay was not denial. It was God closing doors you were too weak to stay away from. He was building the stability, the wisdom, and the endurance in you that this new season demands. If he had released the blessing sooner, the weight would have crushed you. But now the strengthening is complete. Archangel Michael stands ready with the keys to the next gate. The divine timing is perfect. Tomorrow arrives not when the sun rises, but the moment you are ready to carry the mantle. You have mere hours left to shed the skin of your old expectations. Vague faith will no longer suffice. You need the sharp, piercing understanding of a chosen one. Lord, I stand ready for the shaking. I thank you for the disruption that leads to my deliverance. I align with the beauty of your timing. My waiting was not wasted, it was my worship. The countdown is in its final seconds. The heavens are leaning in. God is watching. Your destiny is no longer coming. It is here, at the door, waiting for your final act of alignment. Act today, for tomorrow is a new realm. Chosen one, the spiritual atmosphere has reached a boiling point. You are no longer bracing blindly for the unknown. You are being positioned with divine awareness. You have only minutes left today to quiet the noise and steady your breath, for the clarity of the Almighty is about to strike like a bolt of lightning. God does not want you trembling in fear. He wants you standing in faith, for fear loses its grip the moment understanding takes its place. For months, you have been trapped in a labyrinth of overthinking. You have replayed conversations in your head until they became a prison. You have asked, "What am I supposed to do?" while the silence of heaven felt like a heavy shroud. But the word of the Lord for you is this: suddenly, light will flood your mind. The divine is about to untangle the knots in your spirit. The Bible promises in Psalm 119 verse 130, "The entrance of your word gives light. It gives understanding to the simple." This light will not come as a gradual dawn, but as a sudden impact. One realization, one sentence, one divine moment, and the chaos of months will fall into perfect order. The situation may not change, but your heart will. What confused you yesterday will become the very compass that guides you tomorrow. Archangel Michael is standing at the gates of your mind, rebuking the spirit of confusion and the fog of the enemy. He is clearing the debris of doubt so that the instruction of the throne can land with absolute precision. But listen closely, for many of you, what hits tomorrow will be conviction. Do not mistake it for condemnation. Condemnation comes from the pit to keep you down, but conviction comes from the heart of God to lift you higher. The Almighty is lovingly exposing the habits, the connections, and the toxic thought patterns that cannot survive the next version of you. Your mother's prayers were not for you to stay as you are, but for you to become who you were born to be. Hebrews 12 verse 11 reminds us that discipline is not pleasant. It stings. But that sting is the proof of your sonship and daughtership. What hits you now in the form of divine correction is the very thing that saves you from a catastrophic loss later. God is too committed to your destiny to let you remain in a version of yourself that is too small for your calling. For others, the impact will be confirmation. You have been doubting your own ears, wondering if you truly heard the divine or if it was just your imagination. The uncertainty has paralyzed your feet, but today the wait ends. Multiple confirmations are about to collide at your doorstep. From a stranger's word to a sudden sign in the natural world, the Almighty is about to shout what He previously whispered. The clock is ticking toward the midnight hour. You have mere hours left to posture your soul for the hit. Are you ready to be corrected? Are you ready to be confirmed? Are you ready to be clear? Lord, I open the doors of my mind. I welcome the conviction that purifies and the clarity that directs. I thank you for the sword of Archangel Michael that cuts through the fog. I am no longer simple. I am a chosen one filled with the light of the throne. The hit is scheduled. The timing is non-negotiable. The grace is sufficient. Prepare your heart now, for tomorrow you walk in the light. Chosen one, do not blink, for the atmosphere of your life is being rewritten in this very moment. The clock is screaming that you have mere minutes left of this current season. You are standing on the edge of a divine collision that will settle the arguments of your soul forever. The Almighty has declared that soft things do not move stubborn ground. You have tried to change through gentle suggestions and comfortable resolutions, but some foundations in your life are too deeply set to be moved by a whisper. God knows exactly what level of force is required to bring real transformation to your heart, and He is about to apply it today. The Bible establishes the law of the kingdom in 2 Corinthians 13 verse 1. By the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word shall be established. The confusion that has plagued you is about to be incinerated. Archangel Michael is orchestrating a triple alignment of confirmation. Scriptures, conversations, and supernatural timing will all collide at once tomorrow. God does not confuse His chosen. He confirms them with the weight of His glory. If you have been second-guessing the path, prepare for the loud, undeniable shout of the divine that will leave no room for doubt. Understand this: strength cannot rest on fragile supports. If God is about to build an eternal monument of His grace through your life, the kind of legacy your mother wept for and your sister hopes for, He must first ruthlessly remove what is weak. Anything unstable beneath the surface of your character must be cleared out. God refuses to build permanently on temporary materials. To your flesh, this removal may feel violent, but to your spirit, it is the purest form of healing. The flesh wails at the loss of a habit or a connection, but the spirit rejoices because it recognizes the sound of chains hitting the floor. This is why your recent days have felt so intense, almost suffocating. The Lord of hosts is reaching places that comfort could never touch. When your pride, your fear, or your old identity refuses to loosen its grip, the hit of the divine becomes an act of supreme mercy. Remember Saul on the road to Damascus. He was confident and convinced he was right, racing toward destruction. Nothing gentle could have stopped a man that stubborn. It took a blinding collision with the light of the world to interrupt his direction and expose his blindness. Archangel Michael is standing over you now, just as the light stood over Saul. The impact coming tomorrow is designed to stop your current momentum so that a new, heavenly direction can begin. You have only hours left to surrender willingly. Do not force the Almighty to increase the volume further. What feels like a tearing away is actually the hand of your Father freeing you from a quiet limitation that would have eventually caused your collapse. Lord, I surrender my foundations to you. Shake what is unstable. Remove what is temporary. I am ready for the collision that leads to my calling. I align my spirit with the force of your transformation. The sun is setting on the old you. The divine hammer is ready to strike the anvil of your destiny. Chosen one, prepare your soul today, for the light that hits tomorrow will change your name and your nation forever. Chosen one, listen with the intensity of a soul standing at the edge of eternity. You have minutes left today to realize that the hit coming tomorrow is not an execution. It is a conversion. Look at Saul on the road to Damascus. In one violent collision with divine light, he lost everything he thought he knew. His sight, his certainty, and his earthly authority vanished in a single second. To the world, he looked defeated, but in that darkness, the Almighty was rewriting his very DNA. That collision killed Saul the persecutor and birthed Paul, the man who would shake nations and change the course of history. The blindness was temporary, but the transformation was eternal. God did not knock Saul down to destroy him. He knocked him down so he could raise him up with a new name, a new vision, and a higher assignment. You must understand this today. What hits you hard tomorrow is not meant to end you. It is meant to reintroduce you to the person you were always called to be. The divine is stripping away the Saul in you, the old ego, the religious masks, the false security, to reveal the pall that carries the weight of destiny. Do not misunderstand the intensity of this hour. Many interpret the pressure in their lives as danger or failure, but heaven sees it as the ultimate signal of your value. If there were nothing precious inside you, the darkness would not waste its energy resisting you. Pressure is not a sign of opposition. It is proof of proximity. You feel the resistance because you are close to the door. Archangel Michael is standing right there beside you, reminding you that doors groan the loudest right before they swing open. Your mother and your sister have seen you in the furnace, but they are about to see you emerge as pure gold. God allows the fire not to consume you, but to clarify you. Fire does not destroy gold. It only removes what is not gold. Every trial you have endured, every tear that has hit the floor of your heart, was part of the refining process. The heat is exposing what is real and clearing away what was always temporary. The Bible declares in 1 Peter 1 verse 7 that these trials exist to prove the genuineness of your faith, a faith more precious than gold. Pressure reveals your roots. It shows the Almighty, and it shows the world, that you are built of solid, eternal material that cannot be crushed. You have hours left to stop fighting the process and start trusting the refiner. Archangel Michael is shielding your spirit while the fire does its work, ensuring that not a single hair on your head is singed, but every chain on your wrists is melted. Lord, I welcome the fire. I thank you for the pressure that proves I am close to my purpose. I surrender the name Saul and I reach for the identity of Paul. I align with the refiner's hand. The clock is striking. The heat is rising. The transformation is non-negotiable. Chosen one, stand firm in the pressure today, for tomorrow you will rise from the ashes with a vision that can see through eternity. Chosen one, the final grain of sand is about to fall. You have mere minutes left today to realize that your season of surviving is being terminated by a decree from the throne of God. You have been playing small to stay safe, shrinking your spirit to remain accepted, and keeping your voice silent to avoid the friction of the world. But the divine is done with your invisibility. The Bible declares in Matthew 5 verse 14, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." You were never meant to blend in or be overlooked. What hits you tomorrow is specifically designed to ignite the fire you have been suppressing for years. Look into your heart. The exhaustion you feel is not a sign of the end. It is the labor pains of your new authority. If you are tired, God sees you. If you feel unseen, the Almighty remembers you. If you feel behind, the Lord of hosts is already standing in your future, holding the door open. Genuine faith is not something you proclaim in the sunshine. It is something proven in the storm. It shines brightest when it is tested, and the fact that you are facing such fierce resistance is the ultimate proof that you are dangerous to the darkness. Archangel Michael is not just guarding you. He is activating you. He is handing you a shield that has been tempered in the very fires you thought would consume you. God speaks ahead of time because he refuses to let his chosen be caught off guard. He is giving you this foreknowledge so that when the impact arrives in the coming hours, you will not panic, you will recognize it. You will stand tall, look the storm in the eye, and say, "I know this voice. This is what my God was talking about." Instead of trembling in fear, you will respond with the steady, unshakable faith of a